I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'm going to tell you a story about a little bit about my journey, about my company, Warrior Group, and then I'm also going to tell you a little bit about my new company, which is Warrior Elements, and the transition that I went through in my life in order to get from one to the other. So Warrior Construction is a construction company, and we started in 1997. And if you know anything about me at all, we've grown the company. We've been around for about 18 years, and I've been very fortunate to have an amazing team. We've grown the company to about $150 million in revenue. We've done projects all over the U.S. in about 30 different states. We've done projects with the U.S. Corps of Engineers. We've done projects with the City of Dallas, colleges and universities. I've been fortunate to have tons of accolades from my peers and from the community, even the coveted Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. I've been known as the only minority woman-owned construction company in my space that specializes in permanent modular construction, and the largest in my space. And so in 2013, I made a decision. And I made a decision to leave the construction industry or phase out of that and start Warrior Elements. Now, Warrior Elements is a luxury activewear brand for women. And some people have asked me, why the heck would you go from starting, going from construction, doing revenue of $150 million a year to starting a luxury activewear brand in a very competitive market, activewear? And so the short answer for that is fulfillment and happiness. And so in order to tell you the backstory, the story that you won't read on Google or internet or in some of the publications, I'm going to back you up a few years to about 2008. So imagine it's 2008 and we're winning projects left and right. I've got a huge office in DeSoto. I've got offices in Atlanta, in California, and other places, and winning projects left and right. I'm on a number of different boards. I'm winning awards. I have a wonderful 8-year-old son. I've been married for about 16 years, and life for me, from the outside looking in, looks pretty fabulous, huh? No, it wasn't. And so I realized that I needed to make some transitions in my life, and that probably started for me. I need to go back and tell you a little bit more about Warrior Elements. So we've got two focuses. One is to help women look fabulous on the outside with our active luxury activewear brand. There's 4 elements to the company: fire, water, earth, and wind. But the other mission of the company is to help women cultivate the warrior within them, and to find their own inner warrior, and to live what we call living life, a happy, healthy, holistic life with the 6 elements of the Warrior 360 way. And so the 6 elements of that are living a life that's with great nutrition, great exercise, a wonderful career, great relationships, a spiritual practice, and then great sleep. And none of those were really functioning for me well in my life by 2008. So back up a little bit. It's Christmas 2006, Christmas Day. And I'm sitting in a hospital room. And I'm sitting there with my siblings and my husband at the time and my son. And the doctor comes into the office, to the hospital room. My mom was in the hospital. And they tell us that my mom's not going to live through the night. And sure enough, 2 days later, she's gone. So now January 2007 rolls around, and it's probably the most profitable year for the construction company. We had just gotten funding from Texas Women's Venture Fund to take the company from one level to the other, and business is booming. We've got projects left and right, and inside, I was falling apart. So for me, the relationships piece of the Warrior 360 way, the one person that was there for me for my entire life was now gone. And so my relationship piece was like falling apart. So the other piece to the Warrior 360 way is a career. And I realized that as I'm going through this journey that I needed to make some changes. How many of you right now today, do you wake up and you get excited about jumping out of bed, going to the office, doing whatever it is that you need to do that you want to do, finding that first customer, making that phone call, landing that job, working with your employees. How many of us do that every day? Now, I was great. Yay. Perfect. Not everybody raised their hand, though. And I love construction. I was damn good at what I did. But I wasn't fulfilled by it. And I wasn't happy and jumping up and getting out of bed every day and excited about doing what I was doing. And so that's the career aspect. The nutrition aspect for me, that actually started about 25 years ago. And 25 years ago, I was working in corporate America and sitting at a desk all day and gaining tons of weight. I just finished college, gaining tons of weight, and didn't realize that I needed to exercise and eat right. When I was growing up, my family, we had fried chicken, we had smothered pork chops, and on the weekends we'd go to Brahms and we'd have hamburgers. And my favorite sundae was a double hot fudge sundae with extra fudge, extra whipped cream, leave off the nuts, and the cherry on top. And so that's how we ate, and that's how I grew up. And so I realized as I was getting older that nutrition played a very important role in my life, and not only from, junk in, junk out. And so as I started eating better, and as I started exercising more, I realized how much energy I had, and I realized how alive that I was. So there's the nutrition piece, there's the exercise piece, there's a career piece, there's a relationship piece, and on the relationship piece, one of the things that I realized, so I told you that I was married. My husband we were married for 16 years. And so I realized, fast forward to 2009, that we were better apart than we were together. And that was a hard transition. And some people, don't want to make that transition. We have a son together. And some people, it's, and it's not right for everyone. I'm not standing here saying, go get a divorce if you're not happy. I wouldn't. I don't advocate for that. But I will tell you that today, 6 years later, we're probably better friends now today than we ever were when we were married, because we co-parent very, very well together. And so relationships are, relationships in the workplace, because we spend how many hours a day in the workplace, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, some of us 60, 70. And imagine if you don't like what you do, or imagine if you don't like your boss or your peers or your coworkers. That's a lot of hours to spend in the workplace if you're not happy. So do you have the type of relationships in your personal lives, in your work lives, that are rewarding for you, that are fulfilling for you? And I realized that I didn't. And so the last two elements of the Warrior 360 way is spirituality. Spirituality for me came into my life about, almost 30 years ago when I got very angry with God. And I got angry with God because I lost my dad. And I grew up in a family where we went to church every Sunday and we prayed, and we were taught that, if you pray to God and you ask for, healing, that, he was going to heal my dad and make everything better, And that was the first time I'd ever lost someone really, really close to me. So losing my dad, I got very, very angry. Well, I finally got things right with God. We're no longer angry with each other. And so spiritual practice is really about taking care of your self-care, taking care of your inner self. So if it's not, praying, then maybe it's, meditation. Maybe it's doing a yoga class. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's just taking time for you and getting off, the train track that we are on every day and having self-care. And then the last element for the Warrior 360 way is sleep. I was getting about, 2009, I was getting about 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night. And I ended up in the hospital 3 times in 1 year. And I was having anxiety attacks. And so the third time I got into the hospital, the doctor comes in, he's asking me questions, CAT scan, MRI, and he says, how many hours a week do you work? What do you do for a living? What do you do outside of work? And as he's asking me these questions, I'm just crying. And he says, why are you crying? I'm just asking you questions. I said, I don't know. And I didn't. I really didn't. And what he said was, let me tell you. He said, your body is giving you a sign. Your body's telling you that you need to slow down. And if you don't slow down, then the next time you come in here, it may not be an anxiety attack. It may actually be a real heart attack, and you need to make some changes in your life. And so when I started Warrior Elements, I have a huge passion for health and fitness. I have a huge passion for giving back to others and helping people live a happy, healthy, holistic lifestyle. And that is what the Warrior 360 Way is all about. And so my challenge to you tonight is, if in any one of those elements, if you're not living a fulfilled, happy, holistic, healthy lifestyle, then what are you willing to do about it today going forward to make a difference for yourself? Because you have to start with yourself before you can go out and help anyone else. Thank you.